For years, Gene Hackman's mansion was not just a luxurious residence. It was also the center of strange rumors and unsettling mysteries. A door remained tightly shut, a room no one dared enter. Not because Hackman forbade it, not because the household wasn't curious, but because something inside terrified everyone. Whispers in the dead of night, invisible footsteps echoing through the halls, and shadows slipping through door cracks. Together, they created an atmosphere so chilling that no one could explain it. The housekeepers whispered among themselves about a room not meant for humans, a place where strange phenomena constantly occurred, yet no one had ever dared cross its threshold. If you're curious about the mysteries hidden within Gene Hackman's sprawling estate and what secrets it might hold inside, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our latest videos. Now, let's dive into the story. Although all these suspicions had been concealed in silence for years, there was one person who knew the truth from the beginning. Hackman's most loyal housekeeper, who had witnessed everything for over 2 decades, finally broke her silence. What she revealed not only lifted the veil on the mystery of the forbidden room, but also uncovered a far more terrifying truth than anyone could have imagined. A series of horrifying events began to unfold. And as the pieces began to fall into place, only 2 possibilities remained. Either the mystery would finally be unraveled, or those brave enough to seek the truth would disappear forever. So, what is Gene Hackman truly hiding behind the door that no one is allowed to open? Did the FBI really intervene, or is some unseen force controlling all the information? Are you ready to face the truth? The secret of the forbidden room. For years, Gene Hackman's mansion was not only a luxurious residence but also the center of strange rumors and chilling mysteries. With his wealth and fame as a Hollywood star, it was understandable that he imposed strict personal rules to ensure his privacy was protected. Yet, amid the grand hallways, exquisite artworks, and lavish rooms of his Santa Fe, New Mexico estate, there was one door that stood out, not for its appearance or because it led to an important area like the library or gallery, but because it carried an absolute command: never open that door. From the very first day they hired staff, Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa made it clear that no one was allowed into that room. Not for cleaning, not for repairs. The door remained locked, and the key was never found anywhere in the house. Whether it was due to a crack in the wall or a broken light, no one was permitted to cross that threshold. This ban wasn't just the whim of a strict homeowner. It seemed to hide something far darker. If it was just a room for personal belongings, why was entry forbidden even in necessary circumstances? If it was a space Hackman valued, why did the ban last so long, sparking rumors that spread throughout the estate? Hackman's mansion wasn't just a large house, it was a place filled with unexplained stories. Over the years, former staff members have recounted strange events that unfolded during the night. As darkness fell and silence enveloped the vast house, strange whispers drifted from behind the forbidden door. Sometimes, they were disjointed whispers with no identifiable source, as if someone were talking to themselves. Other times, a soft knocking echoed, as if someone inside was trying to draw attention. But every time someone gathered the courage to check the hallway, there was nothing. No one stood by the door, no signs of movement. At first, the housekeepers tried to rationalize the sounds. They assumed they were just the creaks of the old wooden floor or the wind slipping through cracks. But over time, the occurrences became so distinct that no one could dismiss them as mere coincidence. A longtime housekeeper shared her eerie experience. "I heard someone whispering, like they were talking to themselves or to someone else." Her voice trembled as she recalled the sleepless nights in the mansion. Others mentioned hearing slow, dragging footsteps echoing through the halls. However, whenever they checked the hallway, it was always empty. No one could explain what was happening, but a sense of unease hung over the entire area around that mysterious room. Gradually, rumors about the forbidden room began to spread. Some speculated that Hackman used the room to store valuable mementos from his Hollywood golden years, unreleased scripts, personal letters, or priceless artifacts he wanted to preserve. However, these theories were quickly dismissed. Because if it were just a collection of personal belongings, why would Hackman go to such lengths to keep it hidden? Others believe the room was more than just a storage space. They suspect it holds a much larger secret, one Hackman never wanted uncovered. Of all the people who served at Hackman's estate, only one stayed with his family for over 20 years, a woman named Marisol. She had witnessed everything that unfolded in the house. Yet she never spoke a word. Marisol wasn't just an ordinary housekeeper. She was the only one allowed close to Jean and Betsy. She prepared breakfast, cleaned the living room, and occasionally helped Hackman sort his mail. However, even the one person Hackman trusted most was forbidden from entering that room. This truth only deepened the mystery. So why, after more than 2 decades of silence, did Marisol finally decide to speak out? Something had happened, an event that made it impossible for her to keep the truth hidden any longer. In a hushed interview, Marisol confessed that she had witnessed something unforgettable, something that had haunted her for years. "I never wanted to tell this story, but when I saw the door open..." She didn't specify exactly when it happened, but her voice trembled as she recounted the experience. "I was walking down the hallway when I saw Mr. Hackman standing in front of that room. He stared inside for what felt like forever, as if battling with himself. Then he stepped in." She couldn't see much inside, but there was one thing that stayed etched in her memory. The light in that room wasn't like anywhere else in the house. Marisol paused, her eyes clouding with confusion. "It was a pale blue, like light from somewhere else." No one knows for sure what the room contains, but if someone who served Hackman for over 2 decades felt uneasy, then the secret behind that door is anything but ordinary. Marisol also mentioned a small but crucial detail most people overlooked. The door wasn't just locked in a conventional way. One day, while cleaning a nearby hallway, she noticed a small carving etched into the wood. 2 interlocking circles with a single line slicing through the center. She didn't know what it meant, but she was certain it wasn't random. The mystery surrounding the forbidden room in Gene Hackman's mansion remains unsolved. Marisol's revelations were just the tip of a massive hidden iceberg. If a single door was enough to keep a man like Hackman awake at night, then maybe what lies beyond it isn't just frightening. It begs the real question: does anyone have the courage to open it? 3701, the Devil's Number. The story of the forbidden room and the secret tunnel beneath Gene Hackman's mansion was already strange and shrouded in mystery. But a chilling new development pushed everything to an entirely different level. The number 701. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a passing detail, a cryptic clue buried in online discussions about Hackman's estate. Yet within days, it became the nucleus of a bone-chilling conspiracy. The theory sent shivers down people's spines. One haunting question echoed across the internet. What does 701 mean? And how is it connected to the forbidden room, the hidden tunnel, and the dark secrets Hackman may have spent years trying to bury? The rumors surrounding Gene Hackman's estate have become increasingly difficult to explain. First, there was the forbidden room with strange, untraceable sounds. Then came the tunnel buried deep beneath the foundation. Next, the suspicious appearances of black vehicles, none of which were ever officially recorded. But just as public curiosity began spiraling into obsession, a mysterious number suddenly surfaced across social media, taking the story to a whole new level: 701. At first, the number showed up sporadically across forums like Reddit, X, Twitter, and TikTok. Just strange, contextless comments. But within days, 701 became the center of one of the most chilling conspiracy theories surrounding Hackman's estate. The theories spread like wildfire as more and more people became convinced that 701 wasn't just a number, it was evidence of a horrifying event that had been covered up for years. On April 16th, an anonymous account on X Twitter posted a strange status. Do you believe in buried secrets? Hackman's Mansion 701 digs deeper. No further explanation was given, but within hours, countless other accounts reposted this status, along with cryptic comments like 701, a number you wouldn't believe. If you know, you know. Or, Hackman and 701 are no coincidence. Or, the tunnel has been sealed, but the truth can't be buried forever. As the news spread, many began to wonder, what does 701 really mean? Could it be a code related to an FBI investigation, or evidence that something horrific once happened beneath Hackman's mansion? Everything took a darker turn when a mysterious TikTok video appeared, quickly gaining millions of views. The 3-minute video, titled 701, The Terrifying Mystery Beneath Hackman's Mansion, began with a chilling whisper. Have you ever heard of 701? The images on screen flickered quickly, showing old photos of Hackman's mansion, the dark basement corridors, and a mysterious wooden door with strange markings that Marisol had once described. But the most concerning part was at the end of the video, where a blurred image appeared, resembling a statistical chart with the number 701 boldly printed at the bottom. No one knew where this image came from, nor could anyone verify if it was true. But that no longer mattered. The number 701 had enough traction to become a conspiracy theory that shook the public's perception. Within 48 hours, Reddit forums were flooded with theories surrounding the number 701. Speculations about the number spread in various directions. Everyone seemed to have their own interpretation, but all of them led to a common conclusion. A horrifying secret had once been buried beneath the grounds of Hackman's estate. One of the most chilling theories suggests that 701 represents the number of bodies found in the secret tunnel. This theory is the most shocking, yet it has garnered the most attention. Those who believe in this theory claim that there is an underground area beneath Hackman's estate, possibly containing hundreds of bodies buried long ago. According to them, 701 is not a random number, but the number of people who disappeared or were murdered in that area. If this is true, the entire situation could surpass anything the public has ever imagined. A mystery not only tied to Hackman, but possibly part of a dark event from the past. Supporters of this theory have cited previous discoveries of a mysterious void found by maintenance worker Richard Langford. When he discovered a gap beneath the floor, it was immediately blocked off by Hackman's real estate managers. Many people began to ask the question, what really lies beneath? An abandoned tunnel system? A centuries-old hidden room? Or worse, a secret burial ground that no one is allowed to speak of? Some criminal investigation experts point out that throughout history, there have been cases where mass graves were concealed beneath structures to cover up crimes. Such places are often associated with underground organizations, serial killers, or even government agencies. If Hackman's estate truly harbors a hidden underground area, it could mean that a series of disappearances occurred there, and no one ever knew. Moreover, Hackman's continuous silence about his estate, along with his strange reactions when the FBI appeared, only adds to the suspicion. If there was nothing to hide, why the strong reaction? Why would a Hollywood star need to conceal something within his own home? And why, after suspicions about 701 arose, did related documents systematically disappear from the internet? If nothing was unusual, the FBI could have easily made a denial. However, they chose not to do so. Those who support this theory believe that if an excavation was indeed conducted beneath Hackman's estate, it could reveal one of the darkest mysteries in U.S. history. But the question remains, who has the authority to conduct such an excavation, and who has enough influence to stop it? And if 701 isn't the number of bodies, could it be a top-secret code used by authorities to classify a specific investigation? This leads to the second theory, based on documents about the FBI's secret investigations into famous individuals or sensitive locations. Some believe that 701 could be an internal FBI code used to label a case that the government wants to conceal from the public. It could be a file related to Hackman or his estate. This could explain why, when journalists asked the FBI for information about the number, they received a brief response. We do not have any investigations related to 701. What's noteworthy is that this response neither confirms nor denies the existence of 701. If it truly didn't exist, the FBI could easily have dismissed it, but they didn't. This vague response only strengthens the belief that the FBI is concealing something. Additionally, posts related to 701 on social media began to mysteriously disappear. On Reddit, some posts about the topic were deleted within hours, and the users who posted them suddenly became inactive. On TikTok, videos about 701 were also taken down without any explanation from the platform. If you're surprised by the story I just shared and want to learn more, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, leave a comment with the number 0. Now let's continue with this intriguing story. This implies that someone is controlling the information about 701. But who are they hiding it from, and what are they hiding? If 701 is truly an FBI code, it could be related to an underground operation, a serial killer case, or a secret involving the elite that Hackman unknowingly got involved in. But what could be so serious that the government had to intervene and bury it? The third hypothesis goes even further, suggesting that Hackman or previous owners of the mansion may have accidentally or intentionally gotten involved with a secret organization. Supporters of this theory point to a series of strange events surrounding the house, including the appearance of mysterious black cars in front of the mansion. These cars had no license plates, no identifying marks, but the individuals inside acted as though they were on a mission. Some witnesses even claimed to have seen the letters FBI on the jackets of some members of the group. But when the FBI was questioned, they neither confirmed nor denied it. Some leaked photos showed a basement door with a mysterious symbol. Those who saw this door reported a strange symbol: two interlocking circles with a line cut through the center. This could be the insignia of a secret society or an organization that once used the location for covert purposes. The systematic removal of online information related to 701 by the FBI or another entity only deepens the suspicion. When journalists tried to investigate further, they received warnings or discovered that previously accessible documents had vanished without a trace. If these elements are pieced together, one could imagine that Hackman's estate was part of a larger underground system, possibly linked to shady activities from decades ago. Did Hackman accidentally discover something and choose to remain silent? Or was he forced into silence to protect his life? These possibilities have led many to believe that Hackman wasn't just a passive figure in this story. He may have been hiding a crucial secret, one so significant that even the FBI didn't want it revealed. What made the story even stranger was the sudden disappearance of posts on social media related to 701. A Reddit user had posted, "I worked there. I can't say much, but what you're thinking might not be wrong. Don't dig any further." Just a few hours later, the post was completely deleted. And when others tried to contact the account, they received the message, "This account no longer exists." Not only on Reddit, but posts about 701 on TikTok and X-Twitter also began disappearing one by one. Independent journalists attempted to reach out to the FBI to confirm whether there was any investigation related to 701, but the official response they received was, "We have no investigation related to 701. This response should have ended the rumors, but instead it only fueled more suspicion. If the FBI wasn't involved, why were these posts systematically deleted? Who is behind this? The story of 701 has gone beyond simple online speculation. It has become a real-life mystery, where every clue leads to more questions than answers. So what does 701 really mean? Is this a secret that Gene Hackman tried to hide throughout his life? This mystery has been buried for so long, and who is determined to keep the secret? The deeper people dig, the more questions arise, and the truth seems to slip further out of reach. But just before the public could grasp the true meaning of 701, another unexpected revelation occurred. A mysterious letter, supposedly written by Gene Hackman himself, was leaked, and its contents sent chills down the spines of those following this case. Just like the public's speculation about the number 701 and the rumors surrounding the secret tunnel beneath Gene Hackman's estate, the tension reached its peak. A new twist emerged that made the story even more chilling. A mysterious letter, allegedly written by Hackman himself, was suddenly leaked on an anonymous forum, sparking a wave of debate, speculation, and new theories about what really happened inside his house. The letter appeared early on May 3rd on a forum dedicated to unsolved mysteries. It was posted by a user with a completely new account, with no prior activity. This person claimed to be sharing Gene Hackman's final words. The letter had no date, no recipient, and no identifying details to verify its authenticity. It was simply a short paragraph, but each word carried a cold, mysterious tone. I have seen things that should not exist. I remain silent because I have no other choice. Once that door is opened, it can never be closed again. With just these 3 simple sentences, the letter sparked a storm of speculation and debate. If this truly is Hackman's final message, what is he referring to? What are the things that should not exist, and why does he say the door can never be closed again? The biggest question remains: was this letter really written by Gene Hackman? Immediately after the letter was posted, the online community split into 2 opposing camps. Those who believe in the authenticity of the letter see it as Hackman's final confession, a late release after years of concealing the truth. They argue that if the letter is indeed from Hackman, it means he had known about the buried mystery in his mansion for a long time, but could not reveal it. This could also explain the abnormal silence he maintained whenever asked about the Forbidden Room, or rumors of a secret tunnel. Those who believe in this theory argue that the phrase, "I remain silent because I had no other choice," suggests that Hackman was forced to keep a secret. Could he have been threatened by an anonymous force if he discovered something so horrifying that revealing it would put his life in danger? On the other hand, skeptics dismissed the letter as a sophisticated hoax designed to prolong the mystery. They pointed out that there was no concrete evidence to prove the letter was truly written by Hackman. The user who posted the letter was anonymous, with no history, and provided no evidence of any connection to Hackman or his family. Furthermore, the writing style was too vague, lacking any specific references to 701 or previous mysteries. What raised even more suspicions was that shortly after the letter was posted, the user's account that uploaded it suddenly disappeared. The post was also removed from the forum within hours, raising the question of who was behind this and why the letter was systematically deleted. As the letter continued to spread across the internet, some people who had worked with Hackman came forward. However, what they revealed only deepened the mystery. A former assistant of Hackman, who worked with him for over a decade, once stated in a brief interview, "There are things he never talked about. He always had a certain look when anyone accidentally mentioned that house. I never saw him truly comfortable discussing it." A former real estate manager of Hackman revealed something even more startling. "There are things I wish I never knew." These stories only fuel more speculation. Did Hackman truly discover something horrifying but chose to live in silence rather than expose the truth? If so, could this letter be his final attempt to leave a clue before everything is lost to darkness? Whether the letter is real or not, it raises a series of significant questions that no one can answer. What did Hackman witness that he described as things that shouldn't exist? Why did he say he had no choice but to remain silent? What did he mean when he said the door could never be closed again? Is this a warning that the mystery will continue to haunt those who try to uncover it? If this is a hoax, who created it, and what was their purpose? One thing is certain: whether real or fabricated, the letter has made the theories surrounding Hackman's estate even more mysterious and harder to explain than ever before. But if there truly is a secret that has been hidden for many years, the final question remains: Will it ever come to light? When this mysterious letter surfaced, not many believed that the story of Hackman's estate had come to an end. But in reality, it only sparked more uncertainty. What truly happened inside that house? Is 701 really a hidden graveyard? What is the FBI trying to cover up? And did Hackman take a terrifying secret to the grave? The story of Gene Hackman's estate and the number 701 remains full of mystery with many unanswered questions. Is there truly a horrifying secret buried beneath the estate? Or is it all just a series of baseless conspiracy theories? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think 701 really means, and what is Hackman truly hiding? If you enjoy mysterious stories and want to explore more unsolved cases, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on more exciting content. We'll continue digging into the world's biggest mysteries, so make sure to turn on notifications for our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. A hidden safe contained one final desperate letter and documents that no one dared reveal. Gene Hackman, with everything he knew, lived in silent fear, carrying secrets that could not be disclosed. He understood the truth, a truth that could overthrow the empire Hollywood had built. What he left behind in that dark room was a list of stars who had mysteriously vanished, cursed contracts where the souls of stars were traded for a mere signature. The dirty secrets were buried beneath the glamorous lights of the stage. Things Hackman had tried to expose, but perhaps Hollywood quickly silenced him before the truth could harm too much. When the safe door opened, nothing could remain hidden any longer. The documents and recordings he left behind would now shine a light into the darkness, exposing what had been concealed for so many years. Would you dare face the truth that Hackman had to live in fear of, choosing silence before it was too late? The secrets in this safe could change everything, unraveling a story no one could imagine. A story that could send a chill down the spine of the world when confronted with it. If you're curious about the mysteries surrounding Gene Hackman's death, don't forget to like, share the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. Now, let's dive into the story. Gene Hackman had long retired from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, seeking a peaceful life with his wife in a large estate in Santa Fe. However, even in his final days, he left behind an inexplicable mystery. A safe was hidden away, not listed in any official inventory, never mentioned by anyone, and seemingly known only to him. Initially, the police had no intention of discovering this safe. They were only conducting a routine check after the strange events that occurred with Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, in the grand estate with its thick wooden beams and timeless, alluring walls. Everything inside the estate appeared untouched, with no signs of interference, and nothing seemed to be missing. However, when the investigators examined Hackman's office, they noticed something was amiss. A faint mark marred the wooden wall next to the bookshelf, suggesting a hidden space beyond. One officer shone a flashlight on it and gently tapped the wall. The sound was different from the rest of the wall, hollow. After hours of searching, they discovered a small door cleverly concealed behind intricate woodwork. When the door was opened, a black safe appeared before them. The safe was not easy to break into. There was no spare key, no records hinting at its existence. This raised the question, why did Gene Hackman guard something even his wife didn't know about? With no clues to open the safe, the police were forced to use force. A team of safe-cracking experts was called in, and a specialized drill was used for over 2 hours to break through its solid protective layers. When the safe's door was finally broken open, everyone in the room fell silent, stunned. Inside, it wasn't money, jewelry, or personal mementos, but a thick stack of documents, photographs, and recordings. All of them were tied to black and white images of Hollywood, faded papers, and contracts marked with strange symbols, some with a red stamp reading, "Confidential, do not distribute." Some of the images in these documents featured familiar faces from the entertainment industry, but in strange contexts. The parties weren't discussed, and meetings went unreported in any newspaper. However, what troubled the investigators most were the recordings. One tape was labeled in handwriting, "Hollywood behind the scenes, closed deal." The police immediately began to ask themselves, what does Hackman know? Why did he keep these things? Gene Hackman, a private man who rarely appeared in public after leaving Hollywood, raises a crucial question. Why did he possess these important documents? Some of the papers dated back to the 70s and 80s, the peak of Hackman's career, while others may have been collected later in his life. This led investigators to develop a haunting theory. Hackman wasn't just a keeper of secrets. He may have been tracking something. If he discovered the truth, he might have decided to keep these documents, holding on to them as a safeguard. Among the documents, a list of names that had mysteriously vanished from Hollywood caught the attention of the police. These names were not just stars, but also renowned directors and film moguls. Some of them had survived major scandals, while others simply faded from memory. A handwritten letter from Hackman was found in the safe, brief yet full of implication. In it, he wrote, "There are things I cannot change, but the truth will always find a way." Did Hackman realize he was holding a secret that could turn everything upside down? Or was this his final message from a man who had witnessed too many things he shouldn't have known? Whatever the answer may be, one thing is clear. Gene Hackman's story is far from over. When the safe was opened, it was only the beginning. The list inside should have never existed, but it was kept hidden within Hackman's secret safe, along with other classified documents. A list of unimaginable names, once iconic figures in Hollywood, now vanished or erased from the records. Among the recovered documents, there was a tattered file simply labeled Names, a long list of figures within the entertainment industry, each accompanied by handwritten notes. These notes weren't ordinary records, they were disturbing warnings, with some names crossed out in bold red, others framed in black ink and marked as silenced. The strangest part was that some names had been placed on a blacklist. The police soon realized that many names on this list had left Hollywood under mysterious circumstances. Some had vanished suddenly, without any retirement announcements or scandals, simply no longer appearing. Others had completely disappeared, leaving no trace. Jonathan West, an Oscar-winning director in the 90s, had been absent under puzzling circumstances after refusing a major project and had not been in contact since 2004. Next to his name, Hackman wrote, "Missing." Elaine Carter, a promising young star in the 80s, had left the film industry after hinting at Hollywood's dark corners in a 1993 interview and was never heard from again. Hackman also noted Michael J. Reeves, a talented screenwriter in the 2000s, who was erased from projects after a minor altercation at the studio. These names only intensified the these names were and felt compelled to record them. The police quickly sealed the list and prohibited any access. An anonymous source hinted that the government and influential figures within the entertainment industry demanded strict control over this document. However, this only raised more questions about what had truly happened to these individuals. Are the people on the list simply victims of a ruthless industry? Or is there a greater force that intervened in their lives? Where did Gene Hackman get this list? A chilling truth began to emerge. All the names on the list shared a common trait. They had spoken out about sensitive issues within Hollywood. This sparked a theory that perhaps Hackman had discovered something dangerous, something that compelled him to hide these to speak the truth. Even more chilling, some names were entirely crossed out, as if Hackman had received a warning never to speak of them again. Certain was what else he had uncovered beyond this list. When the police rummaged through the contents of Gene Hackman's safe, they unearthed a thick file wrapped obligations. Most of the most prominent agreements required absolute compliance, with no exceptions allowed. Once an actor signed, they were no longer symbolizing the irremovable bond between the signer and the studio. This further amplified the chilling nature of the control system Hollywood had built, where every move of a star was meticulously governed. The police couldn't believe their eyes that such contracts could be real. If that were the case, it meant that some Hollywood stars had David L. Richardson, a promising young actor who was nominated for an Oscar, faded into obscurity after a blockbuster film. His contract was marked as terminated for non-compliance. Clara Monetti, a star at the peak of fame, disappeared after an unclear scandal. Her contract was canceled for violation. These cold words raise a chilling question. What happened when a contract ended, according to Hackman's list? Most of these figures no longer appeared in the entertainment world, leaving a haunting trail of vanished careers. One contract was even colder, with the opening statement declaring, "The sneezer will relinquish all personal freedom in exchange for a long-lasting career and absolute protection." What does this imply? Were the actors who signed these contracts completely controlled by the unseen forces of Hollywood? Were these terms meant to ensure they could never resist or reveal the truth? And did some contracts forbid them from speaking out about secrets, things no one was meant to know? These questions paint a chilling picture of power manipulation within the entertainment industry. Any attempt to discuss, reveal, or write about the nature of this agreement would result in immediate termination of the contract, with consequences outlined in Clause 9b. However, Clause 9b did not appear on any of the pages. It seemed that those who signed the contract were not allowed to know what the consequences of breaking the agreement would be. Was Gene Hackman involved with these contracts? The key question remains, why did he own this file? Notably, there were no contracts bearing his name, only a handwritten letter inside an unsigned envelope. The last line of the letter read, "You were never meant to see this. Discard it. A warning or a threat." This statement casts everything into uncertainty and raises many questions. Why did Hackman keep these documents? Did he know too much that no one was meant to know? And if so, was he keeping a warning for himself, or was he facing a threat that he couldn't escape? Digging deeper, the police found a smudged fingerprint on an important document. They quickly sent it for analysis, and the result stunned everyone. The fingerprint belonged to an actor who had disappeared over 20 years ago. Hollywood was no longer just about the glamour and allure beneath the red carpet. Hidden secrets were waiting to be revealed. No one dared to expose these truths, and somehow Gene Hackman held those secrets in his hands. However, the most frightening truth wasn't in just that safe. Something bigger, more dangerous, lay within the concealed documents Hackman had kept hidden all these years. The treasure in the room was enveloped in a heavy silence, making the air around it feel frozen. The investigators stood motionless, unable to comprehend what they had just uncovered in Gene Hackman's dark safe. An unexplained, mysterious list lay quietly within, accompanied by recordings that had never been heard before. Each item seemed to hold untold stories, secrets that, if unraveled, could change everything. The sounds from the recordings were not just voices, but key pieces of the puzzle, potentially leading them to a profound truth, one that even the seekers themselves dared not imagine. But there was something more unsettling. Part of the documents had disappeared. One investigator flipped through the pages and soon noticed something strange. There were gaps, some files were missing important pages, and some contracts only had the first page left while the rest of the content had vanished. A few folders were left empty, their contents stripped away. Someone had stolen most of the critical documents before the safe was breached. This raised a chilling question. Who had outsmarted the police, and more importantly, what had they taken? The police quickly re-examined Hackman's entire estate for signs of a break-in. They found a faint scratch on the lock of the office door, indicating it had been tampered with previously. Several other clues surfaced. A carpet appeared to have been shifted, as if someone had moved the safe before the police arrived. At Hackman's desk, a strange stain remained, as if an object had been there for a long time and had been hastily wiped away. The security cameras at the house had been disabled weeks before the police arrived, but the strangest part was that there were no reports of any theft in the estate. Gene Hackman never reported any break-ins to the police. Why did this theory arise? If someone snuck into Hackman's house, why didn't he speak out, especially if they stole important documents? Why did he keep the rest? Did Hackman choose to hold on to what he deemed necessary to ensure that the most dangerous things didn't slip away? One investigator recalled a strange handwritten note from the safe. "You were never meant to see this, Gene." Who sent that message? Was it a warning? If so, Hackman might have known he was holding something more dangerous than he could imagine. Perhaps when someone broke into his house, he chose to remain silent, realizing that speaking out would only make everything worse. From torn pages and empty file folders, the police tried to guess what the missing documents might contain. The clues suggested that the Hollywood blacklist might be longer than what had been found. Perhaps even more names had vanished mysteriously. No one had ever questioned why some of the most important contracts had vanished. Someone had erased the traces of the actors associated with these dark deals. The recordings might not have been borrowed. Only one cassette remained, but there were signs that it had once been with at least 3 other tapes. It seemed the most horrifying secrets had been taken before the police could seize them. If someone took these crucial documents, they must have had a serious reason for doing so. Three main theories emerge. A close friend of Hackman may have been confided in, and this person later took the most dangerous parts before the police could find them. A Hollywood power force. These files could expose a terrifying control network within the entertainment world. Not just a glittering facade, but a labyrinth full of secrets buried deep beneath the dazzling light of the stars. And perhaps someone acted to prevent the truth from being exposed. Hackman, with what he held, may have been fully aware of the potential danger. If he truly feared what he knew, he might have arranged everything covertly, passing on some crucial information to someone he trusted, someone who would safeguard it, protecting it from the light. If that's the case, then perhaps everything had been carefully planned long before any events could be revealed. But if Hackman orchestrated this, why didn't he destroy everything? Why keep the contracts, the lists, and the recordings? One investigator suddenly recalled a small but crucial detail. Inside the safe, the police found a stack of blank papers stamped, "Restricted, do not distribute." These papers had nothing on them except traces of writing that had been erased with a special chemical. What does this mean? Did Hackman intentionally erase part of the crucial information? Or did someone else do this to prevent the revelation of the remaining secrets? The traces of the erased writing could be a clue, but at the same time, it raises a significant question about what was truly hidden. Perhaps the missing files weren't stolen. Perhaps Hackman or someone else deliberately wiped them, and if someone had the nerve to break into Gene Hackman's mansion to steal the documents before the police did, then it signals that the thing that disappeared may hold Hollywood's most shocking truth, but who has them now? And what is their next move? As the police urge a call to come in from an anonymous witness, the voice on the line says softly but tensely, "You're looking for the wrong documents. The real documents are still out there. Hollywood has never been completely clean." But if the loss was so terrible that someone stole it to cover it up, the truth could not only reshape the entertainment world, but also shake the world. In the dark interrogation room, investigators sat silently studying what was left of Gene Hackman's safe.
If you find the story we just shared fascinating and intriguing, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, leave a comment with the number 0. And now, let's continue uncovering the mysteries of Gene Hackman.
What they held wasn't just evidence. It was a mystery too vast, too murky to be publicly revealed. Hollywood, the land where dreams are made, stars are born, but also the place where horrifying truths are buried forever. Hollywood, an empire built on deception. The remaining documents from Hackman not only recorded contracts and blacklists, but also outlined a system too sinister to acknowledge, a rigid control network that Hollywood had operated under for decades. Staged accidents, mysterious endings, everything was hidden beneath the glamorous surface. While many celebrity accidents were thoroughly investigated, the public results always seemed to follow a controlled narrative, masking the truth and keeping the industry's dark secrets intact. These documents reveal a chilling reality. Behind Hollywood's glitz is a web of power and manipulation that no one dares to challenge. But these reports don't consider it an accident. From famous names suddenly disappearing from the screen to scandals being quietly suppressed, all of them are linked by a hidden thread: silence that is never made public. Hollywood has always had actors, directors, and producers who vanish mysteriously when they dare to expose its dark nature. The remaining files of Hackman detailed a series of stars who tried to expose the dark forces at play. A chilling recording captured a scandal from the 90s, one that was about to shake Hollywood. He had tried to speak out, but he never had the chance to say another word. If Gene Hackman kept these papers, was he involved in it? There is no direct evidence to accuse him of being involved in these incidents. But one thing is certain: he knew more than he ever revealed. The police found a small note tucked between the files containing just one line: "Don't trust anyone. They own everything." Hackman may have kept these things as a shield, a bargaining chip to keep those forces at bay. But if so, why did he and his wife leave so suddenly? Gene Hackman and his wife departed from this world too abruptly, with no signs of warning, no serious health issues recorded beforehand, and most troubling of all, no immediate investigation following their deaths. Why did a legend like Hackman leave without any official investigation? Was someone eager for it to end quickly? If Hackman truly held important secrets about Hollywood, perhaps someone ensured his permanent silence. His wife may also know something, or simply be an unwitting witness. Why is there no trace of criminal activity? Strangely, there is no evidence pointing to a direct conspiracy behind Hackman's departure. But investigators noticed that too much had been erased from his records. Hackman's medical records mysteriously disappeared, with a crucial part vanishing before the police could access them. The security cameras at his estate had been turned off for weeks prior to his death. Those who had worked with Hackman remained silent when asked about this. It didn't seem accidental. The truth could be far more chilling than any Hollywood horror film. Gene Hackman may have unintentionally kept files he shouldn't have, or he may have deliberately collected evidence for reasons unknown. But what's more urgent is whether Hollywood runs a system controlling all the scandals. If disappearances and strange deaths are systematically covered up, who's pulling the strings? Before the Hackman case could be closed, an anonymous tipster contacted the police. The voice on the phone whispered coldly, "You're just scratching the surface. The real story is still out there." This implied that many files are still hidden, and someone is still controlling Hollywood from the shadows. Is there a more serious truth than anything that's been uncovered so far? What remains in Hackman's safe may only be a small part of a massive secret that no one truly wants revealed. The police are now faced with a difficult dilemma. Should they dig deeper or pull back from a force too powerful to confront? Are those involved in the case truly safe? Who really holds the missing documents? One thing is certain. Hollywood is never as simple as the stories on the silver screen. And perhaps the most shocking story has yet to be told. As investigators rifled through the final pages in Gene Hackman's safe, they stumbled upon something unlike the previously classified discoveries. It wasn't a contract, a blacklist, strange photos, or recordings. It was a letter. A single handwritten sheet in black ink. The hurried yet steady strokes were filled with urgency and deep contemplation. The words appeared to be hastily crossed out, as if Hackman felt his time was running out. At the beginning, a brief sentence paused everything for a moment. "There are things I cannot change, but the truth will always find a way." The message from Gene Hackman was not just words, it was a warning to the investigator. The very presence of the trembling handwritten letter raised the question: did Hackman foresee what was about to happen? If he had protected those files for years in silence, why leave behind such a note just before departing? On this earth, did he feel the danger closing in? Or was he trying to warn someone before it was too late? This letter wasn't just a note. It was the final piece of the puzzle. The following lines did not name anyone specifically, offered no farewell, and gave no hint whether it was meant for the police or anyone else. Yet, a keen investigator noticed the tone. It resembled a final will, or a desperate plea sent to someone. Hackman placed his trust in the letter, which read, "I have stayed silent for too long, not out of fear, but because I know no one can fight against them. But if someone finds these, if someone is reading this now, know this. The truth is not here. It has been hidden, and I don't know who holds it." A clear sign. The documents Hackman kept weren't the whole story. The most crucial parts had been taken before the police could access them. So, where are those missing files, and who stole them before Hackman could speak? Hackman wrote the following with deep sorrow. "We always believe that Hollywood creates magic, but behind that glitter, there are shadows no one dares to face. Those who try to step out never have the chance to return. A system of control, a truth being strangled." An invisible hand guided everything Hackman had witnessed. Actors forced to leave Hollywood, powerful names suddenly vanishing, accidents that seemed random but were actually meticulously planned. No one knows what Hackman endured, what he saw with his own eyes. But it's clear that Hackman lost faith in the world he once belonged to. Hollywood, with all its glitter and power, had turned into a cold and ruthless machine, where dark secrets were buried deep beneath its glamorous surface. The biggest question remains unanswered. Who was Hackman directing this warning towards? Was it the police? Who exactly? The police are unsure, and the system Hackman refers to seems to have grown so powerful that even the authorities are left perplexed. A former friend? If so, who are they? And are they still alive? Or was it the public? But how could a letter hidden in a safe ever make its way to them? These questions only deepen the mystery surrounding Hackman and what he witnessed. making it even more complex and difficult to unravel. The end of the letter is a scroll of paper that seems to have been written in panic. If they find me first, please remember to look beneath the silver screen. A cipher, a clue about where the lost files are hidden. Or perhaps it's just a metaphor, that the truth is never on the surface, always buried beneath the glossy veneer of Hollywood. These final words evoke a dark truth, a reminder that what the public sees is just the surface, while the most important secrets are kept hidden, never meant to see the light. Gene Hackman tried to leave a warning, but did he truly believe the truth would ever be revealed? His letter ends with a mysterious line. "I tried to fight, but some battles don't mean you have to win." Perhaps Hackman realized he couldn't overthrow this power. Maybe he resisted but couldn't escape. Or worse, he realized that even if the truth came to light, those behind it would never be held accountable. They would remain in control, power still in their hands, and the world around them would continue spinning without ever changing. So who really is behind it all? These power ghosts hide in the shadows of Hollywood, where everything seems to be covered up, and the truth is hard to reveal. Will these secrets forever be buried, just forgotten stories, or will one day they finally come to light, so the world can see what is really going on behind the scenes of this extravagant and deceitful empire? If you're surprised by the mysteries buried behind the death of star Gene Hackman and want to uncover more intriguing details, don't forget to like, share the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments to let us know. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. The mystery surrounding Gene Hackman's mansion has long intrigued the public, with rumors about a forbidden room, secret tunnels, and strange discoveries hidden deep in the shadows. For years, the silence that enveloped the house kept every question unanswered, but now everything has changed. In a surprising twist, Hackman's former maid has broken her silence, revealing shocking details that could completely overturn the story. The secrets she knows could shatter everything we thought we knew about this mansion. Get ready, because this is a revelation you can't afford to miss. If you're captivated by the mysteries surrounding Gene Hackman's mansion and the latest revelations, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any updates. Join us as we dive deeper into this story, because the truth may be even more profound and strange than you think. Join us on the journey to uncover the truth, and we'll see you in the next video. When a famous figure like Gene Hackman owns a luxurious mansion, it's no surprise that he sets strict rules for himself. But within the vast hallways, the hanging paintings, and the lavish rooms of his mansion in Santa Fe, New Mexico, there is one special door. The door that no one is allowed to touch. Never open that door, was the command given by Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, from the moment they hired staff. No one was allowed in that room, not for cleaning, not for repairs. The door remained closed at all times, with no key, and while everyone in the family respected this rule, the whispers never stopped. The staff working in the mansion recounted strange sounds coming from behind the door at night when the house was silent. Soft, broken whispers or gentle knocks, as if someone inside wanted to be heard. At first, people thought it was just the creaking of the old house, wood groaning or the wind blowing through the cracks. But sometimes, the sounds were so clear they gave people goosebumps. One of the maids shared, "I heard someone whispering as if they were talking to themselves or to someone else." her eyes wide as she recalled those long nights in the mansion. Others also mentioned dragging footsteps, but when they checked the hallway, everything was always empty. The rumors grew stronger. Some believed the room contained valuable mementos from Hackman's golden years, while others thought it held a secret Hackman never intended to reveal. Among all the staff who worked at the mansion, there was only one person who stayed with the Hackman family for over 20 years, a woman named Marisol, who witnessed everything but never spoke out. Marisol was the only one allowed close access to Jean and Betsy. She cooked breakfast, cleaned the living room, and sometimes helped Hackman sort through mail, but even she was forbidden from entering the forbidden room. So why, after more than 20 years, did she decide to break her silence? In a whispered interview, Marisol admitted to having witnessed an unforgettable scene, a sight that had haunted her for years. "I never wanted to tell this story, but when I saw that door open, I couldn't keep it to myself," she said, her voice trembling as she recalled the moment. "I was walking down the hallway and saw Mr. Hackman standing in front of that door. He stared inside for so long, as if he was struggling with himself. Then he stepped in. I couldn't see much inside, but there's one thing I'll never forget. The light in there was unlike anywhere else in the house." Marisol paused, her gaze fading with confusion. It was a pale, cold blue, like light from another place. No one knows exactly what that room holds, but if someone who served Hackman for over 2 decades felt uneasy, then the secret behind that door surely cannot be something ordinary. Marisol also mentioned a detail that few had noticed. The door was not just locked in the usual way. One time I was cleaning the hallway nearby, and when I looked closely, I saw a mark on the door. A symbol carved so intricately that you'd miss it unless you stared at it, she described. It was 2 circles linked with a line cutting through the middle. She didn't know its meaning, but she was certain it wasn't a coincidence. Another detail that worried Marisol was that Hackman didn't always pay attention to the room, but over time, his attention to it increased. He would often walk down the hallway, stop in front of the door, and then sigh. "I felt like he was hiding something or afraid of what was behind that door," Marisol said. She believed that if a secret was hidden behind the Forbidden Room, it was not something Hackman chose to keep hidden, but something he could not escape from. She also noticed that every time Hackman emerged from there, his face was tense, his eyes weighed down with contemplation, as if he had witnessed something too unbearable to endure. This raises a question. Is Hackman hiding something, or is he the only one who knows the truth? The mystery of the Forbidden Room in Gene Hackman's mansion remains unsolved, but Marisol's revelations are just the tip of a massive iceberg. If a single door can keep someone like Hackman awake at night, what lies behind it? And more importantly, is there anyone brave enough to open it? The story of the Forbidden Room in Gene Hackman's mansion is far from over, as another rumor emerges, sending a chill through the public. A secret tunnel running beneath the house. Initially, it was just gossip among maintenance workers and staff, but after a strange incident, the story became impossible to ignore. The maintenance crew of the mansion followed a fixed routine, checking the electrical system, repairing the plumbing, and tending to the vast gardens. But one winter morning, A worker named Richard Langford happened upon something extraordinary. Langford was tasked with repairing the underfloor heating system in the basement, a seemingly mundane job, but he discovered a spot that the thermal scanner couldn't detect. He checked again, thinking that his equipment might be malfunctioning, but no matter what he did, that area remained empty, as if there was a vast, empty space beneath the floor. This wasn't an ordinary malfunction. With over 30 years of experience, Langford knew he had discovered a hollow space beneath the foundation. He reported it to Hackman's property manager, hoping for further investigation. Instead, he received a stern order: no further investigation needed. Langford had never seen such a response to a simple technical issue, making him wonder if they already knew about this space, and if so, why keep it hidden? Rumors had long suggested that Hackman's mansion was not just a house, but a place that concealed something profound. Some believed it was connected to a Civil War-era tunnel, linking the estates of the wealthy to secretly transport valuables or even people. But if this was true, why had Hackman never mentioned it? And why was there no trace of the tunnel in the mansion's architectural records? No one had an answer. Then another event fueled the rumors even more strongly. On a late March evening, neighbors near Hackman's mansion reported seeing unmarked black cars near the front door. The people inside the cars weren't wearing police uniforms, but their movements seemed organized, alert, and they entered the house quickly, like federal agents in a movie. Some claimed to have seen FBI on the dark jackets, but the strange thing was that there were no official records confirming the FBI's presence at Hackman's house that night. Those seeking answers received vague responses from local authorities, and no investigation was conducted at the site. If nothing had happened, then who owned those cars, and why? A few days later, Hackman actually declared that he didn't want to discuss the house any further, which only fueled public curiosity as rumors about the tunnel and the FBI's appearance continued to spread. Leaked photos of the mansion's interior, taken before it was sealed off, surfaced online. They didn't reveal much, just long hallways, old stone walls, and rooms with classic decor. But one photo made viewers shudder. In a picture of a narrow basement hallway, an old wooden door stood isolated at the end of the corridor. The strangest thing was that on the door was a peculiar symbol: two interlocking circles with a line cutting through the middle. This symbol matched the one Marisol had described on the door of the Forbidden Room. So, is the tunnel that Langford discovered connected to that room? And if so, what has Hackman been hiding beneath his mansion? There are still too many mysteries surrounding Hackman's estate. Why has he been protecting the Forbidden Room all these years? Does a secret tunnel really exist beneath it? Why did the FBI, or someone else, show up without leaving a trace? What do the leaked photos mean? And why did they disappear from the internet right after being posted? Each question only makes the story more mysterious. One thing is certain: Gene Hackman has always tried to keep a silent secret, and now it seems that secret is slowly being revealed. As the mystery of the tunnel beneath Hackman's mansion remains unsolved, a new rumor spreads across social media, pushing the story into a darker abyss that no one could have imagined. Number 701. It started as a lone comment on X, Reddit, and TikTok, but like a fire caught by a strong wind, 701 quickly became the center of one of the most chilling conspiracy theories about Hackman's mansion. The rumor spread that 701 bodies had been found in the secret tunnel. How did this rumor spread so quickly? And is there any truth behind it? On April 16th, an anonymous account on X posted a status that shook the online community. Do you believe in buried secrets? Hackman Mansion 701 dig deeper. At first, no one understood its meaning, but within hours, other accounts began sharing it with cryptic comments. 701 is an unbelievable number. If you know, you know. Hackman and 701 are not a coincidence. The tunnel has been sealed, but the truth cannot be buried forever. Less than a day later, a TikTok video took the story to a new level. The 3-minute video, titled 701, The Terrifying Mystery Beneath Hackman's Mansion, began with an eerie whisper, "Have you heard about 701? The screen shifted to blurry images of the mansion, the mysterious wooden door, the cold stone walls of the basement, and blurry footage that was said to be of the tunnel before it was sealed. But what sent shivers down viewers' spines the most was the ending. A blurry image appeared, resembling a scorecard with the number 701 in bold at the bottom. Although no one could verify its authenticity, that didn't matter. The story had enough fuel to ignite into a full blaze. A Reddit user, claiming to be a former maintenance worker at the mansion, shared a shocking message. "I worked there, I can't say much, but what you're thinking might not be wrong. Stop, some things are better left forgotten." A few hours later, the post vanished, and attempts to contact the user led to the account no longer existing. The story of 701 wasn't confined to social media. It also spread to mainstream media. But when reporters asked the FBI for confirmation, they received a brief response. "We have no investigation related to number 701. This should have quelled the rumors, but instead, it only fueled more anxiety. If the FBI isn't involved, then why were posts about 701 being deleted? And more importantly, who started this rumor? The story of Hackman's mansion was no longer just about a forbidden room or a secret tunnel. It had transformed into a complete mystery tied to a strange number, disappearing posts, and an investigation that may have been covered up. What is really behind the number 701? Is someone hiding something, or is this just a psychological game pushing the story to new heights? The answer remains out of reach, but one thing is clear. The mystery of Hackman's mansion is far from over. The investigation into Hackman's mansion should have ended when the FBI dismissed 701 and made no statements about the findings related to the secret tunnel. But instead of calming curiosity, this silence only fueled the public's confusion. Why is there no official information? If nothing is amiss, then why seal the documents? What the press gathered after the police and FBI left was a file labeled classified, restricted, not for public disclosure. This raised countless questions. What did they find that couldn't be shared? Is 701 related to these documents? Who ordered the evidence to be sealed? A reporter from the Los Angeles Times reached out to an anonymous investigating official, and the answer only darkened the story. "We are not allowed to discuss this case. Only those with clearance know what is in those documents." This wasn't a denial, but a subtle nod that perhaps there is truly something being hidden. When the press and independent investigators hit a deadlock in accessing the documents related to Hackman, an anonymous source on the dark web broke the silence, calling themselves the Shadow Witness. They claimed to have insider information about the sealed records in a shocking post. The Shadow Witness asserted that what was in those documents not only related to Hackman's mansion, but also involved major figures in the entertainment and political industries. This claim spread across social media. Could Hackman's mansion be not just a simple mystery, but also part of a larger conspiracy, reaching powerful figures capable of burying the truth? Even more shocking was that some people began to question the role of Gene Hackman and his wife. Did they truly not know what had happened in their own home, or did they know and choose to stay silent? A former staff member of the mansion revealed that even Gene Hackman avoided certain areas. A former maid, under the alias Mr., recalled, "There were doors that Mr. Hackman never touched. He never mentioned them, never asked about them, as if they didn't exist." A former housekeeper also stated, "Mrs. Betsy sometimes seemed anxious when walking through the basement hallway." I don't know why, but once I overheard her whispering on the phone, "We can't let this get out." I didn't understand it at the time, but now I wonder if the owners were hiding some secret. Immediately after the Shadow Witness post, all their posts on the dark web disappeared. No one knows why, and when attempts were made to contact them, the account no longer existed. Strangely, around the same time, articles mentioning the sealed documents also began disappearing from news sites. Is this a coincidence, or is someone trying to suppress the truth? The sealed documents, the deleted posts, the rumors about connections to influential figures. Each day, the story of Hackman's mansion becomes more mysterious. Yet, amidst the theories and whispers, one big question remains. What did the FBI and police really find beneath Hackman's mansion? Evidence of an undisclosed crime, or just family secrets that Hackman wanted to keep hidden? Until someone dares to open the sealed documents and face the truth, this story remains an unsolved puzzle. Questions about Hackman's mansion, number 701, and the sealed documents seemed like they would fade into silence forever. But then, like the final piece of a puzzle falling into place, a mysterious letter, allegedly from Gene Hackman, was leaked. It wasn't addressed to anyone, had no title or date, just a few brief lines that shocked the world. First posted on an anonymous forum in the middle of the night, the uploader left no trace of the letter's origin, only writing a single sentence. These are the final words of Gene Hackman that he never dared to share. The letter read, "There are things in my life that I cannot change." I have lived with them, avoided them, tried to forget them, but the memories do not fade. They lurk in the shadows, waiting to rise. I have seen things that should not exist. I kept silent because I had no choice. There are secrets not meant for the weak, and there are truths that should never see the light. If you are reading this, someone has broken the vow of silence. Perhaps the truth is ready to be revealed, but I beg of you, if you can, please stop. Once that door is opened, it cannot be closed again. These words felt like an epitaph for his own life, but also like a warning. As the letter spread, opinions divided into two directions. Some believed that these were truly Hackman's final words, a silent confession about what he knew but had never spoken. Others suspected it was a hoax, a ploy to keep the story of Hackman forever an unresolved legend. Then, those close to Hackman began to speak out. David L. Hackman, his former assistant for over a decade, gave a brief interview with The Guardian, saying, "I can't confirm whether that letter is real, but I can say there are things he never told anyone." A former property manager also recalled, "I remember him telling me once, 'David, there are things I wish I never knew.' I didn't ask any more questions, and I think that was the wise thing to do." These vague comments only fueled the curiosity. If Hackman truly hid a terrible secret all his life, why would this letter appear now? Whether the letter is real or not, it reignited the mystery surrounding Hackman's mansion. Investigative journalists searched for the origin of the letter, but no one could determine who had disseminated it. The FBI once again faced questions. Was this letter part of the sealed documents? As usual, they responded with complete silence. The scariest part wasn't the content of the letter, but the final sentence. Once that door is opened, it cannot be closed again. Was Hackman referring to the forbidden room in his mansion, or was he warning of something larger, a truth so enormous that it could shake all of our beliefs? One thing is certain. The story of Gene Hackman is far from over. The media won't let go. Stories about the forbidden room, the secret tunnel, and number 701 continue to flood newspapers, social media, and underground forums. Yet, strangely, amid this storm of rumors, the authorities have chosen absolute silence. There have been no press conferences, no confirmations or denials from the FBI, and the sealed documents remain in the archives as if nothing ever happened. But it is this silence that has made the public even more determined to seek answers. Since Hackman's loyal maid revealed what she had witnessed, people have started to wonder whether her words were true, and why no other witnesses have come forward. If the FBI investigated the mansion, why has no report been made public? If 701 is real, what does it mean? The more questions that are asked, the more elusive the answers become. Major media outlets have officially requested that the FBI release the documents, but all have been denied. This is classified information, not for public disclosure. Investigative journalists even claimed they were being followed after digging deeper into the Hackman case. A reporter from Rolling Stone noted, "I can't share the details, but I feel like someone doesn't want us investigating the Hackman case." One detail that added to the anxiety was the sudden disappearance of those involved with the mansion. The maid who had spoken to the press suddenly retracted her statement, insisting that she was mistaken and nothing unusual had happened there. A maintenance worker, who had mentioned the tunnel, quit his job and could no longer be reached. A reporter who wrote about the forbidden room erased his work, calling it an unfounded rumor. It was as if an invisible hand was controlling everything. Despite facing many obstacles, some journalists persisted. An independent group created a website collecting data from anonymous sources. They shared previously unseen items, a sketch of the Hackman mansion showing a basement with no clear entrance, a photo of a sealed document marked with a red stamp, "Restricted access for national security reasons," and an audio recording from an FBI agent confirming an internal investigation into Hackman, but the evidence had been erased from the official records. These items only fueled growing concern among the public. If all of this was just fiction, why were such items in existence? So, the story of Gene Hackman's mansion is far from over, and the secrets hidden within this house seem to be growing more complex. Revelations from the former maid have opened a surprising new chapter, but will the truth ever be fully exposed? The answer lies ahead, and the journey to uncover it will certainly not be easy. Stay tuned, because there's still so much yet to be revealed. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue searching for the truth with us. See you in the next videos.